Welcome back, everybody. Today we are doing an oil change on the 24 Subaru Forester. This is going to be very similar for the Outback, the Imprezas, and whatnot. They all pretty much use the same engine, so it's going to maybe change the capacity just a smidge. But on the 2.5 here, non-turbo obviously, with a filter and everything, I'm going to show you the tools and show you how to do it. Now, should you go to a dealer and have them do it instead? That's completely up to you. For me, honestly, I like doing my oil changes right around 4,000 miles, especially on the first one, maybe a little bit less. And all the Subarus I've ever owned, I've changed them at that interval. Now, the guide itself says it should be around 6,000 miles. That's just a little bit too much for me. So I like to do it. Now, I do have an oil change package, but I thought at the dealership, I would show you guys how to do it so that way you can do it from this point out. And a lot of times the tools that you're going to get for an oil change will be able to be used in a lot of different ways. So at the cost of going in a full synthetic at the dealer, it's probably going to run you right around $60 to $80, depending if you have a coupon or not. But this can be done with the filter and the oil itself, and you might already have these tools. I'm saying you could probably do it for less than $40, and then you can do a little bit more often. But here's what you need, and here's what you're going to do. So if you have a flat blade screwdriver, if you don't have one of these trim tools, this is going to be used to remove the what I call them body fastener pieces. I'll show you where those are at just a second. Right here, you're going to need a 17 millimeter socket. Now, I'd suggest using a tool like this over a box end wrench, because those can strip the actual bolts out themselves. Now, if you're doing a filter change and an oil change, which I always do, but they always do say that if you're not doing it, it's going to be a smidge less, like 4 quarts. Otherwise, you're going to need 4.5 quarts of 0.20 full synthetic oil. They say you can use a different weight, but if you do use it for topping off, you need to change it out quickly. When it comes to filters, I would just get something like this. Again, I will link everything in the video so you can go to the Zon, grab it on a package, have it shipped to you the next day, and get your oil changed. This is the Fram XG7317. Now, some people hate Fram, some people like Mobile, some people like whatever. Usually I use Subaru OEM filters. Couldn't get one today, so we're going to do it with this. At the end of the day, guys, as long as it meets or exceeds the warranty or the specifications by the manufacturer, you're good. This one specifically is allegedly better for full synthetic oils. So let's go over and take a look at the oil. Now, it is cheaper sometimes to buy it in a 5-quart version. You need 4.5 basically to fill this up. The biggest thing is whatever oil you're going to run, whatever your favorite flavor is make sure right down there it says GF 5 or 6, because that meets or exceeds the requirements from Subaru. Now, I like these filter wrenches. These are only for removal, not for installation of the new one, but you can put your 3/8 drive in there, ratchet, and pull that right off. Now, one thing I do have, because we have several Imprezas and Legacies in our family, is I have these Teflon ramps. They're too light duty to use on a pickup, but for small SUVs and stuff, they do the job. You don't need it on the Forester or the Outback wagon, because they have enough ground clearance for you to shimmy underneath there, but they are a plus. So these are them. Basically, just going to give us a little bit more room to do the oil change itself, especially on the Imprezas. You need these ramps. There's enough departure angle and everything for you to pull up on them, so and not worry about hitting the air dam. Then last but not least, here is your maintenance schedule. If you have an owner's manual, you can keep track of your oil changes. This is a brand new car, so of course it had one in it. And right now I think we're right at 4,600 miles, so a little bit higher than I wanted to go, but you can go in here and mark it down. Always, always, always save your receipts so you can prove that you did indeed change your oil, just in case there is a warranty concern. Now, you might be thinking, well, I could just have the dealer do this oil change. Of course you can. But in my experience, and even when I've worked at some places that did oil changes on semis and pickups and stuff, sometimes the techs forget to put oil in. Sometimes they put too much oil in. Sometimes they forget to put the plug in. Sometimes they forget to even put the cap on where you fill the oil. Recent case in point, my son's 23 Legacy took it down to a Subaru dealership. The tech must have gotten busy or something, left the oil fill cap off. He drove about 3 blocks and can smell oil burning on the engine. Basically sprayed out of the hole and got all over his insulator pad on his hood, and now he's stuck with it. They gave him a couple free oil changes, but you decide if you want to do that. I've also had other people say that they've actually went out and had oil packages thrown in on their used car purchase, and they go back and these dealers are working on these cars and it's a used vehicle and they just don't care as much and they have oil leaks and oil problems. Doing it yourself gives you the opportunity to actually make sure it's done 100% right. Now, last but not least, you're probably thinking, well, but then I have to dispose of the oil. Okay, I have this 16 quart so I can do a diesel oil change in this pan, and basically there's a cap on it, a breather port, and a drain port. So no more having to take that big wobbly pan that has no cover on it, try and pull it out and spilling it all over your garage floor, and then trying to dump it into a funnel into something that you can then transport it. I will link this down below. It's a nondescript brand, so who really cares? But I've had it forever and it works really good and it doesn't leak. And that way, if you do a small oil change like this, you can do almost 3.5 oil changes before you even have to take it and recycle it. You can Google in your area who recycles oil and dispose of it that way. All right, under the vehicle of the 24 Forester, and some of these might be similar, they might have a cover. They may just have a little cutout here. This one has a cover that has body fastener panels. Now that red tool I showed you is what you pry the little tab out at the top. You just pop these out, they're gonna fall out. You leave this last one in that is a Phillips head body fastener, and it says which way to push it and drain it. Now, our oil plug is right up there, right there, that black one. It's gonna be lefty-loosey, and you're gonna take your 17 mil and you're going to take that out. I would definitely make sure your engine's not overly hot. You didn't just drive it at 100 miles or 50 miles or 60 miles. But if you've ran it for like 10-15 minutes, it should be good. By the time you set up, it'll cool enough so it can be hot. So be careful with that. Now, last but not least, I started using these years ago because I was always just a young stud and didn't care about getting oil on my hands. But of course, oil isn't good for you, but it also stinks. If you like that as your fragrance, feel free. My favorite would be a used diesel oil as my fragrance if I'm gonna have any engine oil on my hands. But these are like a little bit thicker mechanic type throwaway gloves. I like putting those on. And so now we're gonna slide the pan into there and get rolling. Now that that's draining, we're gonna let that drain for quite a while. We wanna make sure it gets all of the crap out of there. Again, you can clean the drain plug up and stuff once you get done with your draining process to make sure that you don't see anything on it. And again, when you put it back in, just make it tight. Don't overburden that pan thread or the actual drain plug itself. So here is your oil fill plug. We're going to leave that on for now. As you can see, Subaru builds in this little lip pan here. Basically, that's to catch oil as you take this off. And what you can do is if you see leaves and debris in there, before you take this off, because we're going to need to clean that lip up for the seal, just use a compressor, a vacuum or something, blow it out, get it cleaned out, suck it out, whatever you want to do, just because you don't want to knock any debris into there. All right, if you're ever in doubt when you take off the old filter, make sure it is the same hot size and same height so we know it holds the same capacity. Also make sure that it's the same diameter. Obviously, you always hope that the parts configurator or part search will get you in the right direction, but always do make sure. We're going to take a little bit of oil, we're going to put it in here and just let it soak up in the actual paper element itself, and put a dab of oil around this ring. Now, because this filter is inverted, you don't want to fill it up a lot. You just want to put enough in there it soaks up in the paper element. If this was one on a standard engine where it kind of went on sideways or on underneath the engine going up, then you could fill it up if you'd like. I've heard all the different stories about some people say don't do it, some people do it. I've been doing this my whole life. From every vehicle I've ever had, I've never had any issues. Again, pick your poison when it comes to your oil. I like Pennzoil. My pops always use Pennzoil, and so that's what we're going to run in the Subaru. So you can see right here after that removal how it just kind of sits in that drain. You'll want to use some type of lint-free cloth or paper towel to pull that up. If you have good paper towel, it won't really leave a lot of lint. But you can kind of see that even after only 4,600 miles, this oil is pretty dark and pretty stinky. So all these little small 4 cylinders make a ton of heat. So this is cheap insurance. And so, like I said, I know a lot of people like going to Jiffy Lube. That would not be for me, just because I just don't trust a lot of other people. The dealers I trust a little bit more, But with the war story I just told you about my son's car, the possibility is out there. Now, I always recommend to pull out your dipstick and wipe that bad boy off. So we can actually see when you put new oil in it and has oil in it, you'll see it kind of mixes together on the dipstick. This way it basically takes out as much of the old oil as we can, and doesn't introduce really anything else new to it, and it'll give you a good reading later. Again, as long as you drain this all the way, you're going to need 4.5 quarts. But I always tell people, stop half a quart low and get it on level surface, because obviously this is at an angle, and then check it again, and then top it off. So we got the new filter on there. Again, these basically you're just going to turn until it's hand tight, and then you're really going to try and get a good grip on it, and turn it a quarter turn past that, and then that's it. Don't use those tools to put that back on. Okay, once you get this bad boy on here, you'll be able to wipe around that ring again, and then always check for leaks here. Don't forget to put this back on once we fill it with oil. And again, I'll link the funnel and everything that I use in here. You can clean up the funnel, you can clean up the pan, reuse over and over and over again. So we're going to get underneath there here in just a second, make sure it's done draining, and then put that plug back in there. And then we'll start finishing this up. Now, for purposes of only showing you guys, I went ahead and removed that Phillips head screw. This is the thing that swivels out of the way to see the oil drain pan plug, just because I want to explain how these go back in. Once you swing that back and line up these 4 holes on that underbody guard, you're going to need to make sure that this upper piece is pulled out just like it is right now, and then you're going to put it back into this hole like this, and then push it down with your thumb, and that'll be enough. It'll make that body fastener latch on this side. So yeah, just do them one at a time, or if you feel better, then do one over on this side, do one on that side so it kind of holds it. And after that, you're good to go on that. All right, there is my nondescript filter. It pretty much works on all my trucks, fits down the neck of almost all of them, except for my 24 Super Duty, of course, because the hole's pretty tiny. From here, like I said, 4.5 quarts, guys. Stop at 4 quarts, back it out, get it level, let it rest for about 10 minutes, and come back and check it. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the oil change. It literally took me about 16 minutes. Another advantage doing it yourself, besides the cost savings and making sure it's done right, is at the end of the day, the last time I went to Subaru, it took about 3 hours for them to get me in, and that was when I had an appointment. So if you're gonna do the drive-through lube, it could take even longer. My wife's Hyundai has free oil changes. It took about 4.5 hours last time, and there was nobody even there. It was like on a Tuesday morning, and we had an appointment. So always remember, again, check for leaks after you run it. Pull it off of your jacks or whatever you're using to elevate it. If you elevate it, if it's already level, fill it, run it for 5-10 minutes, shut it off, let it sit for 5, check the oil, make sure the caps are on, and then, like I said, just always watch out for leaks. But as long as you follow those steps, don't over tighten the drain plug. Just get it nice and tight. Put all your covers back on. Get this a quarter turn past hand tight. Dipstick is back in. Should be good to go. As always, guys, appreciate you guys being here. Always make sure you subscribe, because you know when I'm posting new content. Also hit the notification bell. And again, everything you need to do the Subaru Forester and Outback and many other Subarus, everything will be linked down below in this video, so you can head over to the Zon if you want and find it. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to always ask. Thanks a lot. We'll see you on the next one.